All right, Magic and Hornets tonight. We'll start with that game. Hornets are 13.5-point favorites at home. Total here is 230.5. Charlotte's been struggling as of late. They've given up 144 points in each of their last two games, but I think things turn around for them a little bit tonight because they are playing the Magic, whose offense is not as elite as those other two teams they just played. I'm going to take the Hornets laying the points. I know that's a lot. I'm also going to take the Hornets team total over 121. The Magic sit 24th in turnover rate, and the Hornets generate a lot of points off of turnovers. They were third in points off of turnovers. Hornets are also third in pace and second in fast break points. So combine those two things of Orlando's tendency for turnovers with Charlotte's ability to get out and run, to put up points in transition. I think this is a fast-paced game that Charlotte controls from the tip, and I could see a lot of points being scored in this one, which is why I'm both comfortable with the team total and laying the 13.5 with Charlotte. Alex, what are your thoughts in this game?
I think Charlotte's definitely the right side here. As you get to the last 2-3 games of the season, pull up the standings, double check them, and make sure that any of these teams are really trying. And you look at the standings, Orlando has been playing well in the last week or so, but the bottom three is tightened up. If you go to look at the rules, they made a change where basically the teams with the worst three records have the same odds for the number one pick. So that's kind of what everyone's fighting for. Things have tightened up a little bit down there. Orlando should be fine, but it seems like based on the last game and the injury report tonight, Cole Anthony is out, Wendell Carter Jr. is out, Gary Harris is questionable, Franz Wagner is out. They're happy to kind of tuck away some losses here. The Hornets still trying. They have an outside chance of maybe sneaking into the 8th spot, but it's Hornets or nothing tonight. So I think you're on the right side, Kate.
Orlando's defense hasn't been terrible if you look at their last 15 games or so, but with Wendell Carter Jr. out, Franz Wagner out, Cole Anthony out tonight, that defense drops quite a bit. They move back into the lower half of the league in terms of defensive rating. So I do like the points here with Charlotte. Chris, do you agree at Houston? The Hornets are probably the right side tonight?
Yeah, definitely. As noted by one of the authors at the Odds Breakers, which is a great sports betting site, there are some systems going against the Magic here too. I mean, think about it. This is not a great spot for the Magic, right? They're off that win as a home underdog, and now they're on the road as a huge underdog. That's just not a good spot for any NBA team, and it's not a good spot for the Magic tonight. And one thing I like too is over 28 games, the Hornets 64% against the spread to the over when they are the favorite. And they've been a good ATS favorite this year. So, basically what that means is when the Hornets can set the pace and set the tone of the game when they're favored, right? When they're favored to do so, then they do take over the game. They do score a ton of points, and they generally cover those lines. In general, Charlotte gains 50% to the over, so the market has done a pretty good job adjusting here. But like Alex said, and like you already said, the Magic are just not rolling out anybody that should provide resistance or should be able to hang with the Hornets in this one. One thing I guess that could bring this number down is if the Magic decide to play some of that defense that we saw in early March, but that hasn't happened for a long time. Their defensive efficiency has dropped tremendously. They've only covered 3 out of their last 11 games. So I think the Hornets are the only side you could look at here.
That's music to my ears with 2 plays in this one, taking the Hornets team total over 121 and laying the points 13.5 with Charlotte tonight.